Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And as you can see from the description today, recovering addict now has fast growing digital biz. All right. My kind of guy. Brendan, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. How's it going, man?
Good, brother. Good. Where are you calling in from?
New Jersey, South
Okay.
Jersey.
Okay. That's where my wife's from. She's from what the hell is the name of the city that she's from? Anyway, she's from Jersey. I don't Morristown. Morristown. A lot of people
Morristown's close. It's like 20 minutes. We're
Oh, nice.
Burlington County. I think Morristown's Burlington County. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. That's cool. So, what led you online, man? What'd you do, or what else do you do, and what ultimately led you here, and how did you find us?
So let's see how far back I should go. I used to work in construction, so I got
Okay.
right out of high school and went into a construction job because I made decent money. And that was kind of a job that I could bounce back and forth in because I struggled with addiction issues for years. But I always I always had trouble holding a job, right? Not because like I don't work hard, because I do. But more because like there was something very unfulfilling about working for like a grocery store, which I worked at, or doing construction. I just felt like I was doing like the same thing over and over, not really contributing anything great to the world. So something very unfulfilling, and that kind of added to my addiction in a way when I look in hindsight at it. But I think I was 20, I'm 25 now. So I think I was 22 when I found affiliate marketing, which almost 3 years ago at this point. But I kind of, because of issues I was struggling with, I bounced in and out. But it just kind of seemed like, I mean, it's a great concept. So it was something I was really interested in. It's something I bounced back and forth with, but because I was in and out of like life, you could say, because I was a delinquent growing up. I didn't really get serious with it until about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And when I started, it was kind of just like the two options I was presented with. It was like make a blog and wait 6 months and rank in Google and do all this kind of stuff, or learn how to run ads. So I chose the ad method thinking it would be easy. So I didn't really know anything about it.
Right.
So I had learned for free because I had really no extra money. So it was like YouTube University, watch videos, Google stuff, sift through the bad information, that kind of stuff. And eventually learned how to run ads. So fortunately, I've been able to kind of not work a job for the past year and a half, 2 years. But like, it was never consistent. Like, so like, it's either like I'm doing really well and I can make really good money, or like not make really good money at all. And it depends on how much money you have to actually dump into advertising every single month. So I kind of wanted to do something that wasn't reliant on that made money without like the investment, like having to put down $1,000 to get 2,000 or 3,000, whatever it was. So that was about 3 months ago when I decided to create my TikTok and do this organically, which led me to you guys. And I actually found you guys by accident. I was watching a video. I forget whose video it was on YouTube. And there was a little thing in the description where it said, learn how to use TikTok to generate leads. And it was a link to 15-second free leads. Is that what it's called? Wow. Yeah, it was a link to 15-second free leads. And I kind of joined, and this was a while ago. So maybe like 8 months ago. And I just kind of threw you guys on the back burner. But I was always like, TikTok, when people would talk about TikTok, I was like, it's for kids. People dance on it. It's weird. You know what I mean? But I didn't realize that like how fast you could really use it to build a following and to get leads and monetize. It's fast. Because I was going to go the YouTube route when I decided I wanted to build a personal brand and put my face on the internet and do all this stuff. But my YouTube channel still, I'm growing it, but it's very slow growth. My TikTok just kind of exploded.
That's cool, man. Cool. A lot of similarities in our story there for sure. You know.
Yeah, I was rough. I was bad when I was younger, man. And I tell my story not like at first I didn't want to tell people where I came from, what I've been through, whatever. But I get a lot of, especially now as I'm growing on TikTok and more people are seeing my stuff, I get a lot of like, oh, well, you could do it, but like I can't, you know what I mean? Like I can't figure that stuff out. And I'm just kind of like, dude, like if you knew me when I was 19, 20, 21, you asked like the people around me, my own family, like they would have had negative things to say about me. Like I was a degenerate. I did not make good decisions. I never held down a job. Like everything about my life was chaotic. Right. And I feel like if I'm able to do this, anyone that wants to do this can do it as well. But it's like, that's why I decided to share my story. It kind of sometimes I feel like it has a negative connotation to it, but I really don't care at this point because I'm so far from it.
Interesting. You're 25. I mean, you're the same exact age that I started in this business, started really opening up about my background and my history on the streets and, in and out of jail and just really
brutal stuff.
Yeah. And I was very much so afraid. And
he even looks like you a little bit when you were 25.
My wife just peeked around at your face, said that you kind of looked like me when I was 25. Kind of does. Yeah, I mean, the thing that I think is worth noting for everybody listening is that what I did, I'm sure you've done, Brendan, is you take you realize that you're a survivor. In order to get through those circumstances, you had to have a certain savvy survival skill. And now we use that. For me, I mean, I realized I was a great marketer. I was out there involved in lots of, business that was not, particularly above board. I mean,
right.
I was hustling and then making sure that I was, I was always fed. And I mean, I was on my own, left home at 14, so I had been surviving and hustling for 10 years by the time I got clean and started in this business. And so what I did was I realized I was a better marketer than I thought I knew I was, because I had been marketing and selling and doing business. Now, it may not have been above board business.
We did the hardest form of it.
Yeah, it may have been slinging dime mags and bullshit like that.
Right.
But I mean, the truth is that I had quite the hustle and quite the salesmanship and quite the survivorship. All those skills already developed, and I simply use them for good and to be productive instead of use them for illegal activities and for activities that were going to get me thrown in jail, right? And what I think my message to everybody listening who can't relate to that exact story is look back on your life and think about all the things that you have survived. Think about the childhood that you survived. Think about the maybe relationships that you survived. Think about jobs that you survived in certain situations, traumatic situations that you survived. You use specific survival skill sets, whether it be hustling, whether it be whatever it was, to get through that situation. And so a lot of us come into this and we're like, I don't know if I can do this. And it's like, well, look at the shit you've already done. Look at the shit that you've already gotten through and survived. You don't think you can make a couple of fucking videos and post them on TikTok and it's like, get over yourself.
Right.
You've already survived so much shit. Why are you even doubting yourself right now? You know what I mean?
A lot of people do, though.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily what that comes from. For me, it was going through in and out of jail, going to rehab and stuff like that. I heard a lot. I had to forcefully sit through a lot of NA and AA before I took on anything that they were saying. Someone used to always say, relating to what you just said, that if you took 10% of like what you put into like your addiction and doing the things you had to do, you could do incredible things in life. I think it was 10%. That was something they always threw around, but it's a good concept because it's like that's how I kind of got away. It wasn't so much through programs and stuff like that. It was more of like taking my energy and directing it towards something positive, because I have like this drive when I do something and I want to do it and I want to do it the best and I want to succeed at the highest level. That's just naturally in me. I know everybody can't relate to that.
I think it's in everybody who's at least on listening to this show and who's involved. I don't think it's in every human being, because there are some true lazy slobs in this world who will do anything and everything to do nothing. But I mean, they will work their ass off trying to do nothing. It's actually kind of a
harder
phenomenon.
than they would have to work.
Exactly.
But
anybody who's involved in this community, I believe, absolutely has that gene and has that DNA in them, that when we put our mind to something, we will get obsessed about it. And we will, because most people, this is not their first business that they've tried. This is like their 50th. Right. And it's like, why haven't you given up right now? Because you're an obsessed, crazy son of a bitch who just hasn't been in the right environment where somebody just shoots you straight and says, look, this shit's going to take 6 months to a year to really take off. You need to focus and be consistent, and you need to change a lot about yourself, not just thinking that the business model is going to change your life, but you need to change you to change your life as your business grows. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have a lot of people succeeding in this community, is because we're not just saying, well, the business will fix you and the business will fix your life. No, you need to fix you as you as you grow your business. You need to fix you. You need to look at what are the things that have been holding you back. What is the mind? I just gave this great example on the Decade in a Day I just kicked off here a second ago. I said, just simply the way that we speak to ourselves. And I asked all the ladies on the webinar, I said, ladies, a lot of us, we call ourselves newbies. Well, I'm a newbie. So, and we act like newbies. If we call ourselves a newbie, then we act like a newbie. And how's a newbie? A newbie acts reserved, is scared to take action, is timid, says, I'm not ready to post videos and market yet. But what if you were at, say, a legendary event and we were all standing around in a circle and you were right there, ladies, and another lady walked up, because ladies are in competition with ladies and guys getting competition. So another lady walked up and she said, well, how you doing, newbie? What would you say, women? If some lady walked up and just looked over at you and said, how you doing, newbie? You just a newbie around here? How would you feel? How would you act? Remember some fighting words.
And they're not taking it. I'm not taking
Carolina right there says, hell no. You know what I mean? And the same would go for a guy. Like if somebody just came up to you, say we're all standing around in a circle at a legendary event, and somebody was like, what's up, newbie? Almost like, what's up, shrimp? What's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like talking down to yourself, labeling you. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't let other people do that, but you do it to yourself because you're your biggest critic, usually. Yeah.
So, I mean, mindset to me, you said a lot of people do that, don't recognize that they have skills and have survived a lot of shit. And because we've got so many different behaviors that are sort of ingrained in us that are sort of debilitating and self-sabotage behaviors that make us stop, make us second guess, make us indecisive. And one of them is, how we talk to ourselves. And so, I say to people, as you're going through, as you're building your business, as you're taking action, one way to work on your mindset simultaneously is to pay attention to how you talk to yourself. And if you talk to yourself in a negative way, and if you describe yourself to others in a not so positive way, like talking down to yourself, then, that's a place to focus, because you will act exactly how you speak about yourself. You're not going to say another way to say I'm a newbie is I'm just getting started, but I'm cranking, right? I mean, you got to speak into existence what you want to happen, you
Right.
know. And I think that's a simple way to sort of begin to take different actions and sort of believe in yourself, even when you don't really believe in yourself or when you're second guessing. So, what are some of the things that you do and tell yourself that have helped, or what goes on inside of your head? Because a lot of this game, as we know, is mindset. So, what are some
Of
of the things?
course.
Did that resonate with you specifically, or is there something else also that you focus on?
So, I mean, yeah, of course. So my biggest recently in the past year or two is just kind of I look at like, because a lot of people think like, oh, I can't do that. Where I kind of remove that from my mind completely. Like, I can't do that yet.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like, and I tell people all the time, because you see like results may vary. How we do this, like you might not do the same, but like when you build a business like this, especially with one that has low startup costs and you're not dumping a ton of money into it, you're making TikTok videos or YouTube videos or you're writing a blog post. It's only a matter of time before you start to see results, right? Like you're not going to do this for a year and post videos on so and nothing is going to happen. So it's not like,
yeah,
so I don't limit myself to really anything. And it works out a lot better. And I think with the mindset stuff's tricky because a lot of people that aren't in this and entrepreneurs, they think it's a bunch of bullshit. Excuse my language. I don't know if you want me cursing on here, but
yeah, you can.
yeah, they think it's a bunch of bullshit. Like, oh, we're gonna talk about mindset for an hour. You know what I mean? But it is kind of like the first step and kind of the foundation that you build your business on. Because if you don't think you can do it, you're not gonna do it. And like the
Yeah,
speaking into existence stuff, that stuff really works. And it took me a while to buy into it as well. But I just kind
mm,
of look at stuff like I'm not gonna quit until this happens because it's gonna happen. It might take me more work than it took him or her. And that's the other thing. I don't compare myself to anybody. I don't know. I think
mm,
people tend to do that a lot. I kind of just
yeah,
look at what I'm doing, where I want to go, and how I'm going to get there. Instead of like maybe look at how someone else did it for inspiration. But I kind of understand now that my path is unique, and like I have to do what I have to do to get there. So I don't really compare myself, and that's kind of how I look at it.
yeah. That's
Um,
great. The comparisonitis is another killer. I mean,
yeah, it's bad.
it's
You can do that all day.
yeah, and there's
Yeah,
a lot of places to do it. I mean, you can do it everywhere all day
every
long,
aspect.
and you can, and it's very insidious too because I can tell myself, well, I'm just doing research, right? But it's hard to not get sucked into either A, whatever the person's marketing that you're researching, because
Yeah, you go down a
if you're
rabbit hole.
researching them, they're probably a pretty good marketer. So the
Mm-hmm.
first thing that you could potentially get sucked into is their marketing. And the second thing is beginning to talk down to yourself. And you again, going back to what we just said, which is how you talk about yourself, saying, "Oh, I can never be like this person." Or here's another one that I think is very, very common. Well, people are already saying what I'm going to say, so why would I say it? Right? Who's
Right.
going to listen to me? There's hundreds or thousands of people already out here that are saying the same thing that I'm going to say. Why would anybody want to listen to it from me? Right? And that's another way that we sabotage our success,
Well,
and we start
that's clearly not
saying
true
things like
too.
there's it's saturated and
Right.
all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's a million and one excuses. I see them all day.
Yeah.
But the TikTok, if you go through TikTok, you type in hashtag affiliate marketing or digital marketing, what you just said proves false. There's 10,000 people making the same exact content, and they're all have to be making something because they continue to do it every day.
Yeah.
Um, what I personally did, and I think that's why I've been able to pick up so quickly. And even though I mean my account's not huge, but I've sold a lot of stuff for an account with like 10,000 followers. Is I kind of look for like a hole in the market I'm in, like kind of like you would say like a red ocean inside of a blue ocean. Like I kind of look like, okay, everybody's doing this. And then I'm reading through the comments and I'm like, but like people don't like these aspects of what they're doing. So let me appeal to these people that already know about the business, are already interested, but are just turned off by the
Mhm.
majority of the marketing and the majority of the content that they're seeing. And I've been able to attract people that I don't even have to do much talking to, right? People that might even already know about Legendary, since I'm promoting, like people that already know about the business, they already know, but they're hesitant because of a lot of nonsense or whatever they're seeing they don't like, right? And if I can just like appeal to those people, they're very easy customers and very easy people to deal with.
Yeah, that's a nugget. That's a nugget. I
Yeah,
mean,
so that's,
I think nowadays there's so much to learn and see about your target customer. You really don't have to
absolutely
look very far. I mean, back in a certain day, if we want to learn, if we were writing copy and trying to market, which thank God we weren't, because I mean, you talk about failure rates. I mean, think about the 60s or the 50s being 25 and wanting to start a business. I mean, your options are so limited. And if you wanted to be a marketer and you wanted to write copy and use your words in marketing to persuade people, and you'd have to write a damn letter, send it out to a specific zip code,
put it
wait
in
for
the
them to send the
newspaper.
check back in, put it in the newspaper,
Right.
whatever. And nowadays it's so much easier to learn about your audience. You just mentioned something that was so easy, and it just was going and reading comments, looking at what people are doing in those comments. What are they saying? What are their objections? And right then and there, in that little bit of time, you are learning so much about your target customer that, I mean, just, I think sometimes, Brendan, that when it's so easy, it's
People miss
hard.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when it's
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
it's sort of like back when we were in, when we were in barbaric times and before modern society, we had to go out there and work our asses off for our food. We had to go out there and hunt and farm and walk miles and ride horses and all this kind of shit. And now
Right.
we just, and the obesity was probably not that much of an issue,
It
man.
was probably non-existent.
And now it's like we got sugar, we got McDonald's on every corner. I mean, things are so convenient
Right. Now
that
people don't even want to leave to go through the drive-through.
I mean, and I'm
Yeah.
victim. I'm as Uber Eats and all that shit. I mean,
For
bring it right to
for
me. You
sure.
know what I mean? So look, I mean, I it's a lot easier to be fat when you're rich. I'll tell you that. I mean, that's one thing, because at least you can eat good food, But and I'm just saying that to make my own dad bod fat ass feel better. But I mean, the truth is, man, is that marketing online is actually easier than it's ever been right now. And because people don't have anything to contrast it against, they just fall into that, oh, this is so hard, I can't do it. And it
Right.
really is so much easier. And you described some of those things that you were doing before. Are you blown away by what's actually possible with platforms like TikTok?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, and I know it's not gonna last forever, because like at some point Instagram was like that, but TikTok's like, man, you can make a new account, you can
But
post
what
a
if it
video.
does? And what if there's a new platform that's 10 times better? It's
Well,
always seems to happen.
that's the thing. There probably will be,
Absolutely.
and
I
that's
have full trust that there will be.
yeah,
There's always been. I've always had that same thought that you do too. And it has a little bit to do with my past, where I'm always looking in the mirror, the rear view mirror. I'm always thinking, oh fuck, this isn't gonna last. The other shoe's
wait
gonna
for the
drop.
other shoe to
I
drop. Yeah.
always have that paranoid mentality that it's gonna go away. And there's always a new opportunity.
Oh yeah, and that's usually the place to be, is the new opportunity. I mean, if it wasn't for TikTok, I would have started a YouTube channel, and I probably wouldn't be where I am as fast as I got there, because it's just like, I mean, I see this happen all the time. I talk to people, they got brand new accounts, they post like 3 videos, and all of a sudden they got 2,000 followers. It's like unheard of before TikTok, and I didn't realize like I used to trash it. Like my fiance would be on TikTok, like get off of that app. It's making you stupid. You know what I mean? Like fast paced. Like she has no attention span. You can't show her something that's more than like 30 seconds. She's just like doesn't want to see it because she's scrolling on TikTok. But it's a gold mine, man.
Yeah.
It's a gold
Yeah,
mine.
it's interesting seeing, all these traffic gurus and all these big time marketers now popping up saying, oh, you got to get on TikTok. And it's like, we've been on TikTok for damn near 2 years now.
I think you guys were the first in the game.
People are just continuing to exploit it and getting their piece of the pie, and taking that same content that they're creating on TikTok and just running it through Snaptick or whatever, and then just repurposing that
Putting it everywhere.
content over on Instagram, over onto Pinterest, over onto YouTube Shorts, and even on their Facebook story. And
Facebook's got Reels now too.
Oh,
you
do
post
they?
Reels on Instagram, it gives you
Oh,
the
shit.
option. You check it, and it says they put it on Facebook too.
Oh shit. Well, there you go.
They're all trying to compete with TikTok, and that's the short form video period right now is through the roof. You post, I mean, even Pinterest, I get like 200,000 impressions on Pinterest every month without even posting that much stuff because they're all pushing short form video. It's because TikTok
they know that users are getting shorter and shorter attention spans.
Yeah, well, that's what's going on. I see it in people around me. I'm like, yo, check this out. They don't even want to watch a 45-second video. Like they just don't have, like, they're already trying to find the next thing. It's changing the way marketing is going to be too, because now people are not going to watch longer videos and read long form sales letters and stuff like that. It's going to, as we keep going.
But I've said that too. I mean, but the truth is that people are still watching sales videos. They're still watching webinars, and I think the challenge is that initial hook. I think it's getting that hook in somebody's mouth and getting them to actually bite down on it and actually get a little bit invested in something, and or for them to come back to it like you said you did. Remember? So they'll buy it quick, and then they'll go back out into the ocean swimming around and be like, damn, that hook that was in my mouth and that boat that I was on, it was actually kind of warm and cozy and legit. Let me go back and check that out, see if there's something to that. Then they'll get back involved in going through the training and so forth. But we know one thing for a fact is that short form content, like you set out on to get that initial hook in them, is where you got to be at right now.
Yeah, and at least right now.
Yeah, and even on TikTok, going with the shorter videos to get the email address. That's the other thing that's really important, is if you can get somebody to follow you and or get on your email address from your short form content. Those are the people who are winning, because then you can follow up with them via email, and you get them to follow you. I saw a guy the other day that posted a video that said, here's 6 gun companies. He was sitting in his house out in the middle of the woods. You can tell he was a Second Amendment guy, and had his American flag in the back and so forth. And so obviously that was probably the audience type of people who were also attracted to his stuff. And he said, well, here's 6 gun companies that'll pay you to market and promote their products. And he listed out 6 gun companies, and he had 1.1 million views on the video within 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they go crazy.
It was just, and it was a 15-second video where he didn't say a single word. He played a country music song in the background.
He made it in 3 minutes.
Huh?
He made it in 3 minutes. You record the video, you type it on the screen, you put the sound on the back, you post it when
it was a 15-second video where he did not say a word.
Right.
And yes, he made it in 3 minutes. It wasn't something that he sat there and bullshitted around with for hours and hours, overthinking. It was just something
20-minute video
threw together real quick and
Right.
within 3 days had 1.1 million followers on it, or views on it. And his channel had like 30,000 followers. It's just, it's insanity. It's
Yeah, it's
insane.
wild.
I mean, it's like the crack epidemic, I mean, all of a sudden, just one day, the game changed, and people are just, the whole country's messed up. I mean, it's like that in the marketing world for people, for brand new people. And what's happened is all the coaches and consultants and the gurus are struggling out there right now and not having great years because they're not moving with the market and moving with the times. And everybody's still trying to make Facebook ads only work. And you've got to be diversified nowadays, taking advantage of some of these platforms that'll get you off the ground fast, like TikTok, Instagram Reels, Pinterest. So what would you tell yourself now, or to anybody who's brand new, based on what you know now?
What I would tell anybody that's brand new, I think so. I mean, it's, first of all, it's never been easier than right now to like start a marketing business. Like, it's never been easier. And that's the thing, like a lot of people are talking about TikTok, because it's really like anybody, you can make an account, you post some videos, maybe you'll grow slower, maybe you'll explode, but it's like uncomparable to like when I found out about this business. And it was like, learn ads, which takes a long time, or create a blog and wait a year for your authority and your rankings and backlink your site on 1,000 different websites. Like, and what I always tell people, because I get a lot of people that message me and ask me questions, is just start making content on platforms like TikTok, platforms like Pinterest. Just, it takes 10 minutes. I mean, I could post 3 videos in 10 minutes. Like, there's no excuse I get, I work full time, or this or that. I mean, even if you put up a video a day, that will take you 5 whole minutes. Like, it's really like, it's not as complicated as it used to be. I mean, I make YouTube videos. It takes me 4 hours to make a YouTube video, between editing and like splicing stuff out and like adding B-roll and doing all this stuff. That's a complicated process. But like, now, I mean, I see them pop up. I see new affiliates pop up every day. They got 200 followers. 2 days later, I see them, their videos got 30,000 views. One video with 30,000 views starts a whole chain reaction of stuff. I mean, TikTok, 3 months, I got 2,000 something email leads. I got thousands and thousands of dollars that account's made. It's nuts. And like, in hindsight, like, if I started any other way, I wouldn't probably be where I'm at. I mean, I started my YouTube channel at the same time. I got a couple hundred subscribers, but now also I'm starting to use TikTok to grow my YouTube channel, because they let you put your channel on the YouTube button right next to your profile, and you could just send people there. And it's like, I don't have to rely on the organic reach of YouTube to have people see my videos. I can just use my bigger TikTok account with further reach and send people over. And it's made it's like the driving force of my entire business.
Yeah.
Of that entire app.
What would you say to people, based on some of your other experience with gurus and goblins and courses and everything else out there, YouTube University, about going through and taking the time and the money to at least spend $7 and go through our 15-day challenge?
Well, there's a lot of nonsense, first of all. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that want to bait you into watching their stuff and sell you something without helping you in any sort of way. It's unfortunate, but there's a lot of nonsense. So what I tell people is, I think basically what it'll come down to is, you're going to invest a lot of time, or you're going to have to invest some money, right? That's kind of like, you're investing regardless. If you want to spend tens and hundreds of hours sifting through YouTube videos and Google because you don't have the money, and that's what you have to do. I did it. It took me forever. But a money investment will just get you the right information, which, if I had the money when I started, that's what I would have done. I've done it since then, where I bought into different things just so I don't have to spend, again, tens, hundreds of hours finding the right information, deciding who's full of it and who knows what they're talking about. Sometimes you get it wrong, you get bad information, but unfortunately, there's a lot of nonsense. There's a lot of people that take advantage of markets. There's a lot of clickbait, but that's just how it is. Legendary. The reason I rolled with you guys is because not only do you have trainings top of the line, but it's like the community behind Legendary is something you don't see very often. You look at a lot of these other people running courses and stuff. It's just a lot of like, there's no real community, or the community is like behind a paywall of like $2,000 and nobody knows anything about it until they get in, where it's like, I don't know, but people just come into Legendary, and you guys are letting people in for next to nothing and giving them everything they need to start. I don't really see that anywhere else.
Yeah.
And again, I stumbled on you guys by accident. But yeah, that's kind of what I get is it comes down, you're going to invest time or you're going to invest money. If you don't have the money, then you don't really have a choice. But
yeah,
for $7, you can't really go wrong.
Yeah, and I think the community piece is undervalued simply because the opportunity to be able to tap into other people, see what they're doing, and hear so many success stories like what we do with this show every day. It's like that alone. If you need belief, and if you need to instantly boost your belief in your ability to be able to be successful with this business, just watch the show 5 days a week for a month. Just watch the show 5 days a week for a month and hear person after person with no bullshit, with no pre-scripting, no, we got on and I joked to you that we were live. We weren't really, and then we went live, and there's no bullshit. There's no pre-scripting. There's no, I don't even know who the hell I'm talking to until I literally log on and I read a little bit of what you sent us in our little questionnaire. Sometimes I don't even have a chance to read that because I'm coming off of another call or something. And I'm just like, holy shit, reading it as I'm welcoming the person to the show or whatever, So if you don't believe you can be successful with this business, watch this show for a couple of weeks and listen to people's stories, or go back. You don't even have to wait a month. A weekend's coming up. Go back and look at the last previous 20 episodes and watch them. You could do it in a day. You could do, if you wanted to just binge on it. And your belief level in your ability to be successful with this will go skyrocket, because you will be listening to people who are just like you, who look like you. You could even scroll back through months and months and find people that look exactly like you, who are the exact same age, because we got a wide range of diversity.
People from every walk of life.
Every walk of life, every race, every culture, damn near every continent. Yeah,
it's cool. This is cool. This is like a case study every day. Most people, you don't see this. You guys do it's like a case study 5 days a week.
Yeah,
we got a different person that comes on and they're doing good, and everybody's different. I mean, I see people, all interests, walks of life, countries, people from Africa, Nigeria, they're all over the place, right? You got the dude from Iceland I just saw on TikTok the other day. He's doing phenomenal. Like, they're all over. So like, as this business is exploding, maybe it's the pandemic, maybe it's, I don't know what happened, but it's like an uptake in people doing this. Maybe it's the market, but
well, when you get here, you know what? When you get sent home, here, I'll give you the masterful hook of the first quarter of 2022 and beyond. When you get sent home and you're deemed non-essential,
right?
And then they tell you, we'll take care of you, and they send you a shitty $1,200 check, right? That you can't do anything. That buy toilet paper that's not even actually on the shelf.
You can't even buy the toilet paper. You couldn't get it.
You can't even buy the toilet paper, but that's all it'll get you, right? You're not going to feed your kids. You're not going to pay your rent, your mortgage. And now all of a sudden you're left to your own devices. Your ass gets humble real quick. And you say, hold on a second. Maybe what I've believed the past 20 or 30 years about just be a good little boy, be a good little girl, get good grades, get a good job, go to work, be there on time, right? Don't be late. Yes, boss, yes, boss, yes, boss. And all this stuff, pension, retirement, maybe all that shit isn't the only way. Maybe I was deceived somewhere along the lines into them when they started asking me, what college do you want to go to? What do you want to be when you grow up? And most of us were only given one option. And if we did anything besides go to graduate high school and go to college and then get a good little corporate job, we weren't on the right track, And now all of a sudden something happens to where all those same people who told us that we needed to be on that track suddenly deem us non-essential and send us home. That'll make your ass think. That'll make your ass be open to some new opportunity. That's what I think.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's fun. It's fun. A lot of my friends went to college. They're in debt. I feel like even though I dealt with a lot of trials and tribulations along the way, I'm in way better of a spot than my friends who went to college for 4 years and 4 years plus and got degrees that are useless and all this kind of stuff. I mean, if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you go to college. That's what you got to do. But if you're not sure and you pick a random major, a lot of times it's useless. I got a buddy with a sociology degree. Like, what the hell are you going to do with this sociology degree? Nothing. He hasn't done a thing with it. I think I'm better off doing what I did. It took a while. But
that's fucked up.
Yeah, dude. They let people do that. Oh yeah, you get your sociology degree. You'll be good. What do you even use that for?
Yeah, well, now they're teaching, and I just saw somebody recently that I know get a degree in social media, a master's degree. And I'm like, what?
You don't need it.
Fuck, you could have spent $7, or at the very least $2,500 if you're really serious, and get into our blueprints and really save yourself a couple of $50,000 or $100,000 in
like
4 to 5 years of your life. Before you can get started, and then you got to go take an internship and all this. Look, I think that we've permanently turned a corner. I don't think anybody's ever going to forget this. And me as a marketer, you can be damn sure I'm never going to let anybody forget this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to because that's what savvy marketers do, is you use times and you use events and situations to frame things for people so they can see the pain that they may or may not be feeling, right?
Right.
And why they should take action and pursue what you're marketing in the value and the solutions that you have. So this is a critical time, not only with the platforms, but also with what's happening in the market and in the world, that the hooks and the way that you can frame things to people right now it's unlike anything that we've ever seen before. It's just, I remember having to use back in 2009, angles like that weren't nearly as potent or powerful, like the similar angles, but I didn't have it actually just happen, where people were fresh. It was more like a what if this ever happens, right?
Right.
Which people would get scared and take action, like, yeah, maybe I do need to have a plan B. But now recently, they just actually got sent home and some really bad shit did just happen.
Yeah, you don't have to paint a picture. It's already painted.
You don't have to paint a picture. They're already in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
They're already at home. So it's all the more reason right now everybody needs to go super hard, because everybody's in such current pain right now that they'll be a lot more open than any other time in history.
Absolutely.
So, my brother, well, listen, hey, it's been good to chat. Come back and keep me posted and let me know, brother, if there's anything that I can do for you. Don't hesitate to reach out, okay?
For sure. I appreciate the invite, Dave.
All right, Brendan, we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, man. Take care.
See ya. You guys can follow Brendan over on his TikTok at Brendan Sawyer Official. I'm going to spell that out in case you're listening to this on the podcast or anything. Brendan Sawyer Official. BRENDANSAWYEROFFICAL. IAL, Brendan Sawyer Official. You can go and follow him, comment on his stuff, like his stuff, lift him up, support him. That's one of the things that we do here for each other inside of this community is we show each other support, comment on each other's stuff, lift each other's stuff up, like it, show everybody support. Sure, a lot of times we want to go and we want to reach out to people and get in the DMs and that's fine. But also make sure that we don't just take, that we contribute and give to others in this community. Because again, the more that I put out there, the more energy, the more value, the more goodwill that I put out there into the community and into the marketplace, the more is going to come back to me. Remember, as we said, we do this show 5 days a week, rain, sun, shine, holiday, doesn't matter. And you can text. I get the reminder. I'm on the text list also every morning. You can text the words WUL to 813-296-8553, and we'll send you a little reminder each morning about when we go live with a link to join. My friends, have a fantastic Friday. Do something powerful to move into your weekend. And this might be one of those episodes that you go back and listen to again. There was a lot of value that was dropped and a lot of angle-specific content on this call about what language you can use and angles you can use based on what's going on today that'll work really well inside of your content. You got to put people's pain in their face. No matter what market, what niche you're in, you got to put people's pain in their face. You got to remind them. They'll forget. They want to forget. They want to escape it. But the truth of the matter is that they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're on Pinterest in the first place to escape it. So if they go there and you remind them of it, right, in an educational way, edutainment, you remind them of it, then boom, you hooked them. So use what's going on in this world, in this marketplace, not to be a victim of it, but to capitalize off of it, right? And to market and further yourself in your life and in your business, okay? It's all about painting a picture for people and reminding them of their pain and what's going on and why they should take action. We'll see you guys on Monday. Get out of here. Have a great day. Be legendary. Peace.